Okay, yeah. I was checking to see if I put that short out. I forgot if I made that one public or not. But yeah, I did. I made it public. That was from the live earlier today, in case you're watching this and you missed it. So I'm going to sing a song. Here we go now. It's one of my favorite songs. I don't know why. It just is. Okay. Here I go again on my own. Do 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 do. Going down the only road I've ever known. Do 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 do. Like a drifter, I was born to walk alone. Do 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 do. And I made up my mind. Maybe I should move. It might be too close to this room. Anyway, I'll try not to be too loud out here. I'll try not to throw my hair around and sing too much heavy metal. Anyway, what I want to talk about tonight is different places that people might want to move to. You know, I mean, Philippines is on the list, right? Ozzy, different places you would like to move to, brother. What would be your, you know, number one, would it be Philippines? Number two, would it be, I don't know, Africa? Joke. Anyway, well, what would it be? That's what I'm going to try to get. Actually, I should put that question in here. I'll post the question out here, see what people say. Yikes. How do I get it? But, hello, by the way. Ozzy. Welcome back to the hood, brother. Did you hear me? Am I not talking loud enough? I don't know. Let me see. Where is the freaking question thing at? And I'll put all chat messages on from the filter. My phone is pretty hot today for some reason. Here you find. Okay, so you heard my question then. Hey, there's that plug-in thing. Okay, so I'm looking for the question thing. I'm not finding it. Got green screen. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Light. What is that? Lighting on. Lighting off. I'm leaving it off. I don't know what's better. It looks the same to me. Camera. Oh, wait, that gets rid of my picture. And then we got this thing. What does this do? Was uploaded to your channel as unlisted. Really? Melvin, aren't you a dude? And I mean, how nice is it? Let's see, and the word there wasn't supposed to pop in there. Hold on, let me get rid of that. Let's see. Yeah, removed. Yeah. Oh, hold on. I gotta get rid of. I gotta get rid of this word. Anyway. Hello, kids. Anyway, I had to delete that in case kids are around. You know, this is not a video that's made for kids, but kids come in here. You know, I mean, I got it where it said not made for kids. Melvin's being bad today. What's up, Akash? What's up, homie? I'm trying to create a question, Akash. Trying to create a question. Okay, let's see what this thing does here. Retouch. Does that make me look hot? Am I pretty now? I've been retouched. 300-second timeout. Melvin, let's see. That's what someone gave you here. Let's see. Questions and answers. Okay. I got it figured out. Here's the question. What we'll do rank. We'll do rank and list. And list. 2 or 3. 2 to 4. We'll put 2 to 4. Or 2 to 5. We'll put 2 to 5 countries that you will move. That you would move to tomorrow. Yeah, we won't say tomorrow. Countries that you would move to. That you would move to. See what people say. Bam, there it is. And start the question and the answers. Don't ask dumb questions. And there's a reason I'm doing this. I'm going to create a video about something, and I want to get some, I want to see what people have to say to help me with the video that I'm going to make. Let's see. Akash is in the house. Bro, when are you coming to the Philippines, Akash? I got a feeling Ozzy will be over here soon. Man, I can't believe they did another attempt on the big T over there, the big Prez. I was watching the video, man. Where they were like pulling the chair from J.D. Vance was sitting in, and trying to get people protected. It's me. What's up? It's me, Aria. Hey, good to see you. Akash says, Philippines, land of brave and home of the free. Yeah, it's pretty cool, bro. There was the German guy over here, my neighbor. He said he went to India, bro. Yeah, it was like he's never going back there again. Akash says Iran. That's the country that's being attacked, ain't it? Yeah, the German neighbor said he's never going back to India again, bro. I would still go to India myself. I would go to India. Ozzy says, not looking good this year unless something catastrophic happens. I would need to sell my truck. Yeah, it's probably going to be, I don't know, how much would you, it's pretty new, right? It's pretty new. How many miles you got on it? Yeah, I think I remember you saying you just bought it like last year, I think. You know, I mean, it's better than maybe somebody going out and buying a brand new one, you know, and having to pay more. I hope you're not trying to get more than what they would pay if they're gonna buy it brand new. 8,500. Yeah. Are you trying to get 100% of what you paid for it, or what they would have to pay for it brand new? I'm eating, so I can't type. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, Akash. You're always eating lately. He's probably up to 100 kilograms now. But you know what? The Filipinos like that, bro. You know why? They think you got money because you got fat. You were able to buy a lot of food and eat. Laugh out loud. No, I hope. Hold on. Laugh out loud. No, I know I'm going to lose a little money. It has a plow. Well, yeah, you have used it. So the plow, really a plow? Yeah, a snow plow on it. Well, that's good for your area anyway. out there with all that snow in New Hampshire. 60 kilos, and look, SK different. Look, looks different. Yeah, it sounds like you might be gaining a little bit, bro. Well, no, 60's not too bad. How tall are you? Say it in feet, bro, because I can't convert that 135 centimeter and 145 centimeter. Ozzy's from which state? He's from New Hampshire. New Hampshire, one of the smallest states over there. I always forget about that little state. Oh, okay, we're the same height, me and Akash. Eve says, we need to get together, bro, and we could do like a comedy YouTube channel, me and you. Yeah. But I don't want to go to India that bad. I mean, I want to visit India, but I don't want to migrate to India. Ozzy's bragging now. Look at him. I'm 6'4". I'm 245 pounds. You know he's going to get million Filipinas. They like tall guys. They like guys with some weight on them. But you're still not too, you're not unhealthy, so you can still perform. Maybe you can, I don't know, maybe you can't. Madrid, what's up, Madrid? Stamos, are you kin to John Stamos, the actor? Let's see. So, has anybody answered the question? I don't think so. Nobody's answered my question yet. Akash, that Iran, that doesn't count, bro. Let's see. Madrid says, how are you? Hey, I'm doing awesome. How you doing? Oh, you're from Kenya. Kenya, cool. Yeah, that's awesome, bro. I'm glad you stopped in. I'm going to be doing well, I already did the interview. There's a guy here from Nigeria in the Philippines, and I interviewed him. He's been here 10 years. So subscribe to my channel, check out the video. I'll either put it out this week or next week, most likely. Most likely either this week or next week, probably this week. Yeah, I think it's at least 10 minutes interview, I believe. I haven't looked at the time on it, but yeah, we talked for a while. Madrid. Ozzy said, what's up? Oh no, yes, it's Madrid. Madrid is from Kenya. Yeah, I'm from the USA. I'm from the USA. Ozzy is from the USA. Akash is from India. And you, my friend, are from Kenya. And I have some other people from Africa come in here. I just started this live, by the way. It's only been like 13 minutes right now. But yeah, we got a guy from Nigeria over here. As a matter of fact, I almost interviewed another guy. I think he was from Africa, but I was busy shooting a different video at the time that I saw that guy. But yeah, I mean, we have quite a few people from Africa in the Philippines. Samos, what's up, brother? How you doing? And, I'm just going to say I tend to prefer a black person from Africa, and I don't know if he's black. He might be white for all I know, Madrid. But I tend to prefer a black person that's from Africa over we could just say, we don't even have to say color, because I would say the same thing with white people too. So I tend to prefer a person from Africa over a person from the USA. If they're like out here in the Philippines around me. Let's see. Navy woman, how you doing? Good to see you. Can I be your friend? Sure, bro. You can be everybody's friend. Hola, amigo. Samo says, early in the office today. Early in the office today. Um, yeah, it's nighttime here. Navy woman, thank you for jumping up to only adults. Yeah, I appreciate that. I gotta do some of that live streaming on the only adults. I don't do those very often because we don't have a lot of people there. We have some people, but we don't have a lot. But yeah, I need to. You reminded me. I need to do. I'm gonna try to do at least one this week, maybe two, maybe three. I don't know. We'll try to bump that up to at least one a week, hopefully. As long as the people show up for it, that's the main thing. Let's see. So Aziz, appreciate you doing that, Navy. Matter of fact, let me do a screenshot for you. That way you'll be on my on my page where people will see. Navy Woman, she has a channel. Shout out for her. People will see you and maybe get some more people to watch it. Yeah, she has a great channel. I watch you some, and a lot of it's like your recorded lives, stuff like that. And I don't comment a lot, but yeah, you're out there. You got a lot of stuff out there, Navy, and some great stuff too. She's really awesome. Let's see. Samo said, "Sup, Ozzy? Man, Minora something says hi. He's KIF. What's KIF? Oh, he's kid. He's a kid. I'm a kid. Yeah, I'm pretty much a kid, bro. Ozzy, hello. Haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, she's been busy doing her stuff. Does she have an OnlyFans, or do I have an OnlyFans? I don't know if I can say that, but anyway, what you're talking about? No, I don't have one yet. Maybe one day. But anyway, as far as Navy woman, let's see, Miss Me. What's up, Jay? How's it going? Let's see. Aziz says hello, Jay. And Jay says hi, bro. And hey, Jay, how you doing, Jay? Where you from, Jay? Hold on, Jay Alfonso. Oh yeah, you're from Philippines, right? Do I miss you? I'm trying to remember you. I think Jay Alfonso is from the Philippines. I think you changed your name though. I remember the Alfonso part. Hi, Navy woman. Nice to meet you. Says our cash. Our cash is going to hit on every woman that comes in here. So just remember that, Navy woman. I'm always updating my channel, Ozzy. Yeah, she's a busy lady. She's a hard-working woman. She's a hard-working woman. She got everything she owns by the sweat of her brow. That's eyebrow, by the way. It's not anything crazy. Nobody cares if you have. Are you serious, Akash? I thought you would be the first one to show up. Is everybody only caring about her fans and not mine? Jay says, yeah, I'm in the Philippines. Yeah, I remember Alfonso. I don't remember the J part. Let's see, but yeah, welcome back, man. How's it going? Samo says Akash is horny toad. Yeah, he eats too much curry, bro. He can't help it. You know, he's all spiced up. Anyway, nobody's answering my questions except for Akash. He just wants to go to Iran. Dude, I'm gonna get you a ticket to Iran. I'm gonna do one of those. What do they call it? Where you try to raise money. Kicks. Y'all know the name of that website where you try to get money from people, try to raise money. I think it's Kickstart, maybe. Anyway, my question is actually, has anybody in here ever done that? I started working on it one day, but I never, GoFundMe. Yeah, I started working on it one day, but I never did finish it. Akash wants to go to Iran and Ethiopia. Well, I don't think you'll make it to the second one after you go to Iran. But yeah, we're going to do a GoFundMe for Akash to get to Iran. And then he's going to want to run. He's going to be, he's going to get to Iran, and then he's going to say, I run now. Let's see. Anyway, I know I'm a goofball, bro. Just like Akash. Ay, ay, ay. Anyway, Navy woman, what you been up to? Samos, what you been up to? Jay, Alfonso, what you been up to? Hold on, this might be the J. There was a J that was over there in Bicol. Is that the, hold on, that might be the J. I think that's the J. I remember there must be, I think there's more than one Alfonso that I've seen. But yeah, I bet you this is Jay that got the job over in Bicol. I'm sorry, bro. I think I just figured that out. Like I said, I've seen probably 3 Alfonsos in my lives, or more, at least 3, I think. Anyway, over my 1 year, of doing lives, don't see them too much anymore. Iran is incredible and beautiful, says Samos. That's the one that's getting attacked, right? Iran? It probably is. I mean, I have a friend that went to Saudi Arabia, was talking about how incredible and nice it was. But dude, if I'm going to be in a hot place, I'll take tropical islands. I don't know. Anyway, Akash says Iran is your favorite country. That's the one being attacked, right? Am I wrong? USA's attacking Iran? Or is it, maybe I got the wrong freaking country. Ozzy says, I've never been out of the U.S. other than going over to Canada. Did you like it over there? I went over to Canada. I talked to some Canadians over there, and they were really, really cool, the ones I talked to. And as soon as I got across the border, bro, it was smelling like, that stuff was all over the freaking place. Let's see, I've been near Pakistan border, Ozzy, and they turned you around. They said, go back home, Akash. And he said, come on, man, I need to go. My girlfriend is across the border. Samo says, Ozzy, when are you going to the Philippines? Yeah, bro. Oh, Samos, I think you're the one that wanted this information. I talked to my friend from North Carolina who came over here to the Philippines. He got here a few days ago. And I got the price, the exact price from him on that plane ticket. It is round trip, and it's $1,400 and some change. I think it was $1,426 when it was all said and done with. It was $1,200 something, but he was in the process of booking. So by the time he finished booking and paying for the ticket, it was $1,400 and some change. He got it through Travelocity, and he got it it was right before he left. I want to say a week, might be 2 weeks. It's either a week or 2 weeks before he left. And I think that's like the best time you can get a deal, in my opinion. Either that, or you have to get it way out there, like maybe 3 or 4 or 5 months early. Probably like 4 or 5 months early, I would assume. Samo says, 5,000 a year, old country, and has winter season, Mike. Yeah, but isn't it the one being attacked? Nobody's answering me that. I don't know. But anyway, It has a winter season? Cool. Ozzy says, I didn't see any difference. I literally didn't get out of the vehicle. Oh, okay. Ozzy says, Samos, maybe next year. I have some responsibilities here to take care of first. Bro. Anyway. Akash says, yes, Iran is beautiful. Okay, nobody's going to answer me, I guess, about it's being attacked. Okay, it's the country being attacked. I thought it was. I thought it was. Samo says, was that all the way over 36-hour flight? It was, no, it wasn't a 36-hour flight. It was not 36 hours. His flight, that was a different person we were talking about. His flight, he told me it was 26, around 26, maybe 26 and a half hours for his. But yeah, I think you're talking about somebody totally different on this 36-hour flight. He's never been on my live streams, but I got in touch with him, and as a matter of fact, I had to help him a little bit with the e-travel form. You got to do an e-travel form right before you come over here, within a 72-hour period before you come over. You don't want to do it before that. You got to do it after the 72-hour start from the time you leave. And it's a simple form. I remember doing it right before I got on the plane. It's a simple form you do, and you can, you do it online. And he did his, and he misspelled his name, so he had a red flag come up on it. But that was while he was in Japan. He had one layover. He had to stop in Japan and then fly from Japan. And by the time he got to the Philippines, he said everything was good to go. He said he didn't have any problems. But he did misspell his name, and he got a red flag first. But anyway, so yeah, try to do the form correctly is my point. Have you been to Canada? Yeah, I went to Canada. It was just, I didn't go there, I didn't spend the night. I just went there for a day, and then I went back to Detroit. I went there, I ate at a restaurant, I went to some, sort of like a beach, except it was the lake, that big lake they have over there, but it felt like we were on the beach. And it's not a beach, I mean, it's not ocean, it's a huge lake. Y'all might know the name of it. I don't know the name of it. Maybe Lake Michigan, maybe. But anyway, you could see Detroit across the waters from Canada, the city line. It's pretty cool as far as looking at it at nighttime. And the people were super awesome. Great people. Ozzy says, yeah, the United States and Iran are at war. Ozzy understood. Let's see, how do you misspell your own name? I'm trying to be nice, man. This guy is sort of like Akash, if you know what I mean. You understand? I have to watch what I can say. Anyway, don't pick on the disadvantaged, bro. Gabrielle says Fiji, South. What the heck? Let's see. Gabrielle says Fiji, South Macedonia, and planet Mars. So that's where you would live, Fiji, and South Macedonia. South Macedonia, isn't that an island close to Africa, Gabriel? Am I right? close to Africa. I might be wrong, I don't know. And I honestly don't even know exactly where Fiji is. I think it's close to Australia, I believe. Thanks for answering the question, Gabriel. And Planet Mars. You can get the hookup from Elon Musk on that. Mook must be sent to South Sudan. Bruh, bruh. What are you talking about, bruh? Anyway, dude, it's freaking hot. Ozzy, answer the question, man. At least 2 countries that you would move to. At least 2. I want to hear. Detroit, Porter's, Lake Erie. Okay, so it must have been Lake Erie. I want to hear Ozzy's answer. Was I right, Gabriel? Fiji's sort of close to Indonesia and Australia. Macedonia, I'm thinking it's close to Africa? Or maybe it's close to Europe, I don't know. Or maybe I'm totally wrong. Ozzy secretly loves India. Yeah, whenever y'all call him, the call centers, or he has to call the call centers. Do you like that, Ozzy? Hello, how are you doing today, sir? I'm gonna tell you the truth, Akash. There's a lot of Americans that are just like, my mom, I think, would be one of those. I don't mind it, but I do have a hard time understanding some of the Indians talk. I have a better time with the Filipinos that do the call center than the Indians. The Indians have such a strong accent. I like it though. It's cool, especially for the song, the Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell Rock. Yeah, that's a great one. He wants to marry a call center girl. Hey, Eve was talking about, you're 30, I think 31 years old, Akash. She was like, aren't you supposed to get married sometime soon? Isn't it going to be like forced on you to get married? Like, won't they have you a girl and say, you must marry this girl? Samo says, North Macedonia. The rest is Greece. I've never heard of South Macedonia. He might be messing with us. Just like Akash saying he wants to be in Iran. I don't think he wants to be in Iran. I mean, maybe it is a nice country and everything, but why would you want to be over there if they're having the fighting going on? Let's see, Akash, he wants to marry a call center girl, talking about Ozzy. Secretly loves India and he wants to marry a call center girl. Ozzy says, I did answer kinda. I can't really answer the question because I've never been out of the USA. So how do I compare? Well, I know you talked to me about Thailand. You're like, I don't know if I should go to Thailand or the Philippines. I would love to try the Philippines. Yeah, I'm going to answer the question. I haven't really thought about it, but that I would want to move to. It really depends on money. Let's see, I really want to be in Iran. Okay, bro. We'll get you there. Isn't the Iranian government oppressive, especially to women? There you go. I say yeah. I see what everybody else says. Iran is beautiful, Mike. A lot of culture and history, and the women are beautiful. Oh, I've seen beautiful women over there. I will say that. But what about Ozzy's question? Aren't they oppressive, especially to women? Akash says, yep. Yeah, from what I've seen, yeah, the women have been oppressed, and they are beautiful. I agree with both you guys. Man, anyway, I'm thinking about what women are not beautiful. But I hate to say the countries, I would say the women are not beautiful. Ay, ay, ay. I'm just going to keep my mouth closed on that one. Ozzy says, and the Iranian people are thankful to the U.S. for at least trying to get rid of the authoritarian government. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I agree with Ozzy too. I know there's going to probably be some disagreement, but I agree with Ozzy. Samo says, oppressive, as in conservative, not allowed to look at. Oppressive, as in conservatives, are not allowed to look like horses. I'm going to change it to horses. Um, okay, so you think that's a good thing, is what it sounds like. Samos thinks that oppression is good. I think some of it's good. I think sort of what he's talking about, Samos is talking about. I think some of that is good, but I think there's some over there that's definitely not good at the same time. Rosvita says, yeah, Iranian women hate the government. There you go. I can't read all the comments. I know you can't. I mean, you can barely read, bro. Anyway, uh, Ozzy, Rosvita. Rosvita says, yep, you need to keep all chat open, not top chat. Yeah, you have to do it. Everybody has to do it, Rosvita. You have to do it yourself. I got all messages on. Everybody has to click on the little setting down there, and y'all have to click the all chat in order to see everybody's message. That's how it is with YouTube. I don't like it. I like it. I wish it would just default to all chat. I looked it up to try to figure out a way to make it default, and they said, nope, you're SOL. Shizzle out of luck. Let's see, where have you been, girl? Yeah, she's been popping in. She's been popping in, but y'all haven't been in at the same time. Akash says, who the F thinks oppression is good? I think trying to clean up a country, I mean, if we're trying to oppress drugs, then I would say that oppression is good. Rosvita says, on the three dots on the right corner, and then scroll, you'll see that, yeah, you can change it all to all chat. Yeah, but everybody has to do it. I can't control everybody's stuff. They have to do it themselves. I've already done it for myself. I got all chat on. Samo says, definitely, it's not oppressive, just a strict Islamic culture. Yeah, you could say, you could say it different ways. You could say that it's oppressing. They might say it's oppressing. They might want to look like dirty little, whats. But, yeah, I'm going to be honest with you, bro. These young girls, a lot of them want to be super, super flirty and stuff. But then they get mad at you. If you're like, girl, you be fine. They get mad at you. You start wanting them. But I don't think, at the same time, I think if you are hot, like me and Ozzy, we're like super hot, me and Ozzy, then they're okay with it. Now, Akash, if he does it, though, then they're like, get away from me, dirty man. No, I'm joking, man. I'm messing with you. You know I'm totally messed up in the head, Akash. I'm joking with you. Let's see. Akash says, "Oh, okay, got it done." Yeah, bro. Every time you have to turn that all chat messages on every single time. It's so freaking painful. Thanks for bringing it up, Rosvita. Ozzy says, Samos. Akash says, no, Samos, it's oppressive. Um, Ozzy says, Samos, so women want to have to cover their faces. Uh-oh. Fight, fight. Back in North Carolina when I was young, man, I was hanging out with black kids because I was in, from the black neighborhood. But whenever the white kids and black kids started fighting, they say, fight, fight, black versus white. And the white guys say, if white don't win, we all jump in. And then the black guys be like, if the black don't win, we all jump in. It's a bunch of weird stuff back then. Anyway, Akash says something wrong with Samos. Samos says culturally and according to their faith. Yes, Oz. Rosvita says, let the women wear what they want. You can tell she's a woman. Why do people want to decide? Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to say I believe in total freedom. I believe you should be able to say anything you want, do anything you want, but I also believe in respect. So, you know, say whatever you want, but try to respect each other. And if you're going to look too trashy, fine, do it. Wear whatever you want. But at the same time, you might want to be respectful to the rest of your family, to be honest with you. I don't know. I can tell you this, if my daughter was 17 and she was showing just about everything she's got, I'd be like, no, you ain't. Get back in that room, change that outfit. I'm super lucky because I had a daughter that, she's still alive. I mean, she's still 30 years old, but she's 30 years old now. But I was super lucky. I had a daughter that that was super awesome. She stayed away from trouble more than I did. Let's see, Akash says, by the way, most of the Iranians hate the dictator. Akash says, yes, Rosvita. Rosvita says, nobody should force another person to wear or follow. Yeah, I personally don't think, like I said, I believe in total freedom, but just be respectful and think about others. Like me, I believe in respecting Akash sometimes, like, at least, maybe 2% of the time. I'm only hot when I have a fever, says Akash. Samo says, Iran doesn't tolerate the Transformers. The Transformers or mutilation. Wow. Yeah, y'all can read all that. Ozzy says, but if an Iranian woman goes out in public without covering her face, what happens to them? Yeah, what happens to them? I don't know. I know it wouldn't. I don't think it would be pretty. Maybe they get beat up. Maybe they get thrown in jail. Yep, that's the sad part, says Rosvita. Yeah, I'm going to skip the children comment. Ozzy said, y'all can read it if you want. Samo says, Ozzy in Iran, only partial head covers is allowed. They aren't the Taliban. Akash says, Ozzy, though the dictator doesn't allow, most of the Iran women don't follow the rule to cover. Some women were unalived, yet most women don't fear the supreme leader. It's weird that some got it, but a lot of them are getting away with it. Makes me wonder, Why? You know, why that happened? Was it got to do with money? Like maybe they had more money and they could get away with it? I don't know. Or maybe it was a certain area was stronger than others with the whole thing. Samo says Ozzy sex change surgeries. Anyway, I'm catch up. I see stories of women getting. Ew, that's a horrible thing, Ozzy. Yeah, I mean, I've seen that happen over in the USA. You know, on the streets, I've seen people do that kind of thing. Not in person, you know, but I've seen the stories. Akash said, yeah, Ozzy, yet most women don't wear the hijab. Hijab, I think that's how you say it. Hijab. Let's see, Rosevita says, it doesn't matter. What matters is nobody should control what others should wear and not. Yeah, once again, I totally agree with Rosevita. But like we're having a civil conversation in here, I think we need to try to be civil to each other. As far as, you know, I like to see the skin. I told my girlfriend, you know, I don't think women should have to wear the BRAs or the tops or anything. I think they should just be able to walk around. Yeah, like I enjoy looking at the flowers, you know. Let's see. Iran is more liberal than Saudi Arabia. Really? I didn't know that. Wow. Rosevita says, if you don't get what I'm talking about, then you don't understand true freedom. Yeah, I personally believe in total freedom. Total freedom. But I also believe in total respect. I told this story before. My cousin is super Christian. We went to a movie one time, and it was so much cussing in there. You know, it's against his belief to have all that cussing. So we were there for about 10 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, but about 10 minutes. And then he just walks out. He didn't even say anything to me. He just walked out of the movie, the cinema, paid for the ticket. He didn't like all the cussing. He walked out. So I try not to cuss around him to be respectful to him. And the same thing with me. If he's doing some crazy things that I don't like, I expect him to be respectful to me. But that's how we have civil conversations, and we get along with each other, you know, by respecting each other. But yeah, I definitely agree with 100% freedom, you know, except for, you know, go around unaliving people. You know, that's just like common sense. You shouldn't be able to do stuff like that. Let's see. And I don't know how many times I have to say I believe in true freedom. I've said it like maybe 6, 7 times now. It's that simple. Rosevita says, call me an egotistic, but I think I'm pretty right in this matter. Well, hold on. Is anybody fighting with Rosevita? I don't think I'm fighting with her. So who's disagreeing with her? We wouldn't even say. Oh, you're fine. We wouldn't even say fighting. Who's disagreeing with Rosevita? And it's okay to disagree. I mean, that's just common sense. We're all not going to agree on everything. We're not robots, you know. Samo says Rosevita sounds like a liberal with blue hair, tattoos, and piercings. Anyway, if Rosevita wants to talk about herself, feel free, Rosevita. You know, if you want me to, I can. But anyway, that's what Samo says. Arkash says, no, Mook, unlike the women from other Muslim countries, Iranian women are historically against oppression. And Islam, they're very liberal. Yeah, I know. I've seen the videos. I've seen the videos. Yeah, yep. And Akash says, I support you, and I support you too, Rosevita. Me and Akash are on your side, Rosevita. But still, try to have respect for each other. Don't go around and have the freedom to punch people in the face. That's just totally disrespectful. Unless it's Akash. I mean, you know. Let's see. I don't have piercings or tattoos. Yeah. Yeah, Rosvita, she used to come in a lot of our lives back in the day. She's a super awesome girl. I like Rosvita a lot. Ozzy likes Rosvita a lot. Um, and yeah, I have to say, I think me and Rosvita think a lot alike. Not going to say we're 100%, but anyway. I mean, I think she watches more anime than I do. Rosevita says, I don't care about liberal or none of that bull crap. I believe what I think is right. Yeah, I'm the same way, Rosevita. I'm independent. I'm not liberal. I'm not conservative. I'm independent. Samo says, Akash is simply strong for Rosevita. Simping strong. Well, like I said, Samos, me, Ozzy, and Rosevita were old, old timers on the live stream. She used to be on here a lot, but she's got a lot of friends. you know, she probably wouldn't even call me a friend. No, I'm kidding, Rosevita. I guess she would, maybe. Anyway, she's a friend of mine. Akash says, Samos, I know, would would say this. Oh, okay. Bro, he knows my age, LOL. Akash says, I respect everyone except for Mike. I'm going to cut your hair when I see you. See you, bro. Rosevita, I forgot your age. Yeah, she's something, I think in her 90s, I believe. Joke. Ozzy says, and any religion that throws homosexuals off buildings is not a legitimate religion. Yeah. Anyway, 15. Samo says, Ozzy, oh boy. Ozzy, oh boy. Akash says, oh, okay, Rosevita. This conversation is all over the freaking place, bro. And I think most people are on the freedom side. But I think you guys are also on the respect side. Can we not all agree that we believe in freedom, but we also believe in respect? Can everybody agree on that? But anyway, Akash says, oh, okay, Rosevita. And Akash says, laugh out loud. Ozzy says, Samos, I should have said any religion. Ozzy agrees on the freedom with respect. Anybody else? Come on, Akash. I'll send you a, what do you call them things? I'll send you I don't know, what am I going to send them? I have no idea. I'm at a loss for words right now. Huge on respect, yes, always. Yeah, I think a lot of people are not going to agree with complete freedom. You know, like, there's a certain word that some people can use and some people are not allowed to. Just because of the color of my skin, I can't use that word. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Now, I personally believe that I should respect those people that don't want me to use the word. I think I should have the freedom to use it, but I also think I should have the respect and just shut my freaking mouth and not say the word if it bothers the person. You know. Ozzy says, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, as an American, you should know. We've heard it millions of times. We get bashed about that kind of stuff all the time. Where are you at, sir? I'm in North Korea. Waladen Tugira. Bro, how are you in North Korea using YouTube? I'm in the Philippines. Samo says, Mike, I think you are too politically correct. You know, I sort of feel like I'm saying things that are like that to basically try to be right with everybody. I feel that way, that I'm doing that. But if you take the time and you think and you try to be respectful, then it's just the right thing to do. I think respect is huge, but I think freedom is huge too. I think both of those things are just huge. I just do. I think it sounds so good that people have a problem with it. No, man, we can't do that. We got to fight about something. Let's see. What did you delete, man? Warden Mike used to date a South Korean guy. That's funny. I know Ozzy got rid of it, but that's funny. I mean, dude, he deserves to beat me up. I beat him up too much, man. That's hilarious, Akash. I'm gonna say it out loud so people can hear. Warden Mike used to date a South Korean guy. Let's see. I'm just dinner with our Kim Jong-un. Oh, okay. Is he a fan of mine? Warden? Is the leader of North Korea a fan of Mickey Pino? I'm not going to be politically correct and say I'm a fan of his. I know he's a fan of Dennis Rodman, though, right? I'm a fan of Dennis Rodman. That might not be politically correct, too. He's got so many tattoos, and he's a wild man. Got piercings, too. He's a crazy man. Samo says, what is Eve up to, Mike? I know she watches your lives. She watches them sometimes. I mean, I'd say she's like 50-50 on checking out the lives. She might be watching Netflix tonight. You know, the people here, Philippines, they love Netflix. And a lot of them like those horror movies. Are y'all into those horror movies? She watches the horror movies from Korea and Indonesia, Asian countries. A lot of people here are into those. I went to the cinema today, and I was looking at the movies, and I was sort of wanting to watch a movie. That new Michael Jackson movie, I guess it's out in the U.S. Is that in the theaters right now in the U.S.? It's in the cinema here. India, is it out there? I mean, in y'all's countries, North Korea, everywhere. Anyway, I'm going to give you the price for that movie in a second. Let me catch up though. Jam, Grandpa. What's up, Samuel Jerusalem? How you doing today? I'm some and like bye. All right, take care. Watch my videos, bro. Warden says, have you been traveling to Indonesia, sir? I have not. My German neighbor over here went there. He had a girlfriend in Indonesia. They broke up, and now he came here to the Philippines. Let's see. I watched Ghost Town the other day. Great movie. Somebody else told me they watched that. Was it Samos? This movie Ghost Town? I might have to check it out. Is it on Netflix? I'll check it, see if it's on Netflix. In Indonesian, we call white people bule. That sounds like bully? Is that the same thing? Why do y'all call him bule? Now Warden is coming out and letting us know where he's really from. He's in Indonesia. He's not in North Korea, hanging out with Kim Jong, whatever his name is. Ooh, Rosvita's back again. Rosvita's back. Tell your friends. I'm a Walking Dead fan. I barely watch that. I don't really watch much TV, to be honest with you. Let's see. Mook, how is the South Korean guy now? South Korean guy? Are you talking about the one I was in love with? South Korean soldier. I wasn't in love with a South Korean soldier, by the way. Anyway, bully is white people, but not bad word like the N-word. If it's not a bad word, it's strange. It's a good word? When somebody calls a white person bole, that's a good word? I don't know, I'm learning, bro. Let's see, Mook, anyway. Okay, yeah, I'm caught up. Good word. Bule. Okay. Carmi says, I'm your silent subs. How are you? Awesome. How you doing, Carmi? Good to see you. Carmi, you're from Canada? Awesome. I love the Canadian people. Canadian people are awesome. They have the highest percentage of people that have degrees, college degrees in Canada. At least the last time I checked, they had the highest percentage. And their minimum wage is a lot higher than where I'm from, back in USA, North Carolina. Australia's got you beat, though, on the minimum wage. But Canada, yeah, I met some really cool people there. Y'all been through a lot of rough times, I would say, just like the USA. And if you have any questions about the Philippines, Carme, here I am. Rock me like a hurricane. Samuel says, Mike, tell us some of your dating stories. Okay, I will in a second. Rosvita just wrote a story here. Let's see, Akash says, and the minimum wage differs by state too. Yeah, it does. Yeah, in my state it's only like $7.25, I think, unless they went up on it recently. Ozzy says, hello to Carme, Canada. I like the name, that's cool. Have you been here? Yeah, I went to Canada. I didn't spend the night. I just went there for one day. I talked to a bunch of people over there one day. I can just go out to anybody and just talk. That's the kind of person I am. I don't have any brothers or sisters, so that's how I live my life. I treat everybody like their brother or sister. Rosvita says, the movie Train to Busan was good. The real message of the movie is being kind to others and about parents who ignore their kids due to work and regret it later. Is this your life story, Rosvita? Let me screenshot that. I'm going to have to check that out. Yeah, I'll try to watch that movie. Sounds like a good one. Let's see. Akash laugh out loud. Warden says, if you visit in Indonesia, trust me, you become a celebrity. So many people call. Yeah, my friend here from Germany, he said the same thing. He said over there, he was treated more like a celebrity than over here. But I told him this: if you're in Manila, if you're in a big city, you're not really treated much like a celebrity in the big city of Philippines. If you go out where it's more rural, more countryside, probably the same way there. I think it's going to be similar. You know, basically it depends on how many foreigners are in the area. I mean, Indonesia in the big cities probably don't have as many foreigners as here, so yeah, it's like that. You go to these areas and they hardly ever see a foreigner. They think you are John Stamos or Tom Cruise or something. Anyway, yeah, I know about the taking the picture thing. I've had that here on the boat. Somebody wanted to take a picture with me in the Philippines. Somebody wanted to take a picture with me in a mall. A bunch of people. I've had it happen several times in the Philippines. Several times where people be like, "Hey, can I get a picture with you?" Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Never happened to me in the USA. Rosevita says, all that in a zombie movie. Akash says, Warden, no one cares to take a picture with Mike. That's funny. Warden says, cousin Southeastern obsessed with white skin. Same thing, yeah, over here in Philippines. Carmen, Canada, and I'm obsessed with the morena skin. Usually people are not happy with what they are. They want something different. Let's see. Carmen, Canada says, which place did I visit? It was a small town across from Detroit. I can't remember the name of it. But as soon as I got through the, what do you call it, gate, immigration, whatever you call it, there was a dispensary for the green stuff that looks like that, over there on the left, and on the right there was a restaurant, and I ate at that restaurant, and oh my gosh, it was delicious. And then a little bit farther from there was the big lake. I guess it's Lake Erie. And it was like being at the beach. There was a bunch of people out there. And I went out there and I tried to talk to different Canadians on the beach. That was my goal, to learn about their life in Canada, how it was. Because there was one time I was thinking about moving there. This was a long time ago. Let's see. Ozzy says, Rosevita, unfortunately, it's all by design. Warden says, but I'm mixed Denmark from my dad, Denmark. Yeah, and I met a guy from Denmark here too. Carme says, in which place here? Yeah, I can't remember the name of that town I went to. It's close to Detroit. It's across the water from Detroit, which I guess is Lake Erie, I believe. Rosevita said, yep. And Warden says, up thanks. And Samo says, or Askasha or something like that. Anyway, Samo says, are there any clubs or nightlife areas near that you could film? Not near here, but if I took a long walk, yeah, it'd probably be about 35 minutes from here. Or 35 or 40 minute walk. Or if I took a taxi, I could get there pretty fast. Say 5 minutes in a taxi. Or 6 minutes, 5 or 6 minutes. Devil's lettuce, yeah, exactly. Devil's lettuce. House tour. I'm in a hotel See ya. You want the tour? Go to my video. I did a video about it about a week ago. The hotel here, I give the cost of the place, show the room, show the place inside. I showed the place upstairs that on top of the roof. I showed the lobby area. I showed the street area. I show a bunch of things in that video. I put it out about a week ago. iCash Love Out Loud. Let's see. House tour interesting. Yeah, yeah. It's in the video. I put it out about a week ago. Gives you the prices too. I mean, in this place, they rent it out by the month. This hotel that I'm in, and they have different rooms. So I talk about the different rooms too. Let's see, Carme, Canada. Here in Canada, they eat alligator. I've ate alligator in Florida. Yeah, had alligator down there, Carme. Oh, I was supposed to talk about dating. Okay, I'll give you a dating story. Try to think of which one I want to talk about. Whoa. There's so many good dating stories, Samos. The really, really crazy, wild things I'll put in a video. I'll be making videos about those. Okay, I'll just give you one simple one. I was online, I was talking to this girl, and she looked good, you know, on the app. I think the app was Tinder, I believe. I'm not positive. I used like 3 apps, and whenever I was looking. But anyway, I'm pretty sure this was Tinder. So I'm looking at her pictures, and I'm like, yeah, she's a good-looking girl. But anytime I tried to date, I didn't really try to think about the physical aspect. I always read about them. And I tried to pretty much give a lot of people the opportunity, you know, to meet and to see what they were like and everything, you know. So this one in particular, she was a teacher. Yeah, she was a teacher, and that was pretty impressive to me. I'm like, oh, she's got a job. She was, I don't know, somewhere around 25 years old, somewhere around there. I don't know, I think she was either 24 or 26. But anyway, she was good looking in the video, in the pictures. Nice body. And so I did a video with her, because anytime you're going to meet someone, I always recommend doing a video. Now this was years ago, you know. Things are a little bit different now. Yeah, she was about 25. At the time, I was about 50. Yeah, about 25 years difference. And I've been over here a long time in the Philippines, by the way. I'm on high alert mission again. Hey Joel, how you doing, bro? And I noticed one of a well-known restaurant, they serve it. Okay, getting back to the story. She was sort of far away, and I want to say it was like maybe 4 or 5 hours away from me. You know, I'm not crazy about dealing with those kind of people that are so far away, but I was really impressed with the video that we did. Things went well. Her English was great. She was a teacher, and she looked even better in the video than she did in the pictures. So I was like, bam, bam, bam. Oh man. So what I did is I said, you come down and I will pay for the bus ticket. to Manila from where she was. She was out there at the beach area. So she came down. The bus ticket it wasn't much. Everything's cheap over here, transportation, all that kind of stuff. But I want to say it was like about maybe $5 or $6, for her to get from there to here. And then I had to pay for her to go back too. So I spent about $10 or $12 for the whole thing. So she comes down, and dude, did we even go anywhere? I think we just went to the hotel room. I don't remember going anywhere with this girl. I mean, it took a long time for her to get to me. And the reason it sticks in my mind is because the you-know-what was fantastic. That's why it sticks in my mind whenever you said that. And she's not even my favorite out of all the girls I dated. She's not the favorite. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I in your way, sir? Let's see. So, yeah. I don't say the stuff on here. I can't say a lot of things. But so the next day she had to go back to teach. Yeah, at the school. So yeah, the next day she leaves really early to get back. And I think she might have even been late for school. Here they're very flexible with school stuff, by the way. There's some teachers that won't even go to work and they don't even have a substitute, and the students won't even have to go to school here. Yeah, I just say what happened, Y'all know. Y'all are big kids. But anyway, fantastic time. Absolutely, and she looked even better in person. So every time she kept getting even better. Now, that's the good stuff. There's something bad that happened as well. Jolene. Oh, it's Jolene. Hey, what's up, Jolene? And I'm going to go over the bad thing in a second. Okay. So I think I'm caught up on messages. All right, Samos. So the bad thing that happened is the next day I'm wanting to have a relationship. It was freaking awesome, bro. She was awesome, and she's a teacher. She's smart. But the thing was, the next day she messages me. And she's asking if I will send some money to help her mother out. She's, I saw she was in the video with her mom on a different video. I saw her in the video where she was at school, and then I saw her again in another video where she was with her mom at her mom's place, and her mom was like really in poverty, a lot of poverty. So she's asking for money for her mom. And, how much was it? I want to say $3,000, I think. $3,000, that was probably about $55. And anytime that happens, I just stop everything. Now, looking back at it, I think about it, and I think, was it the right call? I don't know. But it rubbed me the wrong way, and yeah, I do not tolerate, if I feel like I'm being scammed at all, I will not tolerate it. But now I look back on it, I don't know. I might would have changed things now. now everything I've been through a lot of crazy, rough things, and realizing how poor a lot of people can be out here. And maybe I would have been more understanding about it. Anyway, not saying I would, but I would think twice now if I had to look at it. Let's see. Yeah, Ozzy had alligator in Florida as well. Carme says, don't force yourself, helping people from the bottom of your heart. Yeah, definitely. Definitely, I agree with Carme. Because I've been over here in the Philippines for about 3 years now. And the first year, a lot of people out on the street, I was helping a lot. You know, I mean, because you see a lot of stuff. But I will say this, compared now to 3 years ago, I see less. I see less of that stuff than I did 3 years ago. And I will say, you know, maybe it partly is because probably the areas I'm at now is different. You know, I remember seeing quite a bit down there in Cebu when I went to Cebu. You know, this area around me here, I don't see too many people begging for money. You know, I don't see too many poverty kids, you know, that look like they barely ate anything. I've seen these people that I've been around lately have been pretty wealthy. You know, I'm not going to say they're got a bunch of money in the bank. They don't. I don't think they do. But I think they're able to get by and they're able to eat 3 meals a day. These people around me, where I'm at now. So my point was, yeah, that first year I was helping out a lot of people, and now I can't even afford to do that. You know, I'm barely getting by myself now over here in the Philippines. So I can't do that, you know. You'll see me maybe sometimes give a little bit here and there, but, you know, because if I see somebody that has no legs and they're like 80 years old, they don't get much like in the U.S. In the U.S. we got programs, they got programs here, but not even close to as nice as the programs over in the U.S. Just prioritize you and Eve, Mike. Yeah, exactly. We're definitely prioritized now. Yeah. And I'd say, you know, I say like before when I came over, I'm not going to say I wasn't prioritized then. I just had the money to help people at that time when I came over, you know. But now it's a different story, yeah. Are you a resident? No, I'm not. No, I've been, as a U.S. citizen, you can come over here for 3 years at a time. I came over here one time already. I stayed for about a year, and then I had to go back and work to make a lot. I made as much money as I could, and then I came back over here. So now I've been here for about 2 more years. So I've done a total of 3 years. I went to work for about a year in the U.S. So over that whole 4-year period, I've been here for about 3 years. Is it worth it? Is what worth it, Jopa? Giving to people, helping the people? Or Philippines, or what? What are you talking about? Jopa's been, Jopa and Ozzy, they've been the biggest givers, and Samos, man, you've been racking up too. Y'all been giving to me quite a bit through super chats and super funds. So shout out to Jopa, Ozzy, and Samos. You guys have been awesome. Let's see. Yeah, so yeah, that's how it works. So if you come over here for 3 years as a U.S., somebody from U.S., I don't know about Canada, it's probably the same way. You can leave and go, let's say wherever, Japan, and then come back over and do another 3 year tourist visa. You know, that's how you can do it. That's what people do. But there's a lot of other visas that people do too. We have an SRRV visa, we have work visa, we have, can't remember the other ones, but yeah, we have different visas. I think there's a digital nomad visa now too. Yeah. But I believe you have to make a certain amount of income to qualify for the digital nomad, which I'm not at that income level yet, but one day, maybe. Barely getting by over there with no social safety net like you have back in the USA. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Joe Paul's asking me, is this worth it? Barely getting by over there with no social safety net like I had in the USA. In my opinion, Joe Paul, I think it's about the same. To me, it's about the same. I think things are really rough over in the USA. One, there's something else I was going to say, but I'm losing my mind, bro. You can get married also. Yeah, you can definitely get married, yeah. If you get married, then you could stay forever. Not have to leave in 3 year time. Yeah, I think that's the CR1 visa, I believe. I think that's the name of it. But to me, it's about the same either way. Barely getting by over here with no. Oh, what I was going to say is I did have a plan to have something better than I have now, And that plan was the marketing business, digital marketing business. But that fell apart because of the relationship problems I had when I got over here. That was my priority when I was with the girl that I came for. But whenever she left me, it wasn't my priority anymore. My priority was to find somebody else that I could love as much as her. So it became a mission of love. And then the business that I was working on did not become a priority. And personally, my opinion, as you get old and everything, that priority of love is very important. And if you don't have that, then what's the use in all the other stuff? That's just my opinion. But everybody has their own opinion. I'm sure some people will beat me up about that. Joe Pa says, you are a veteran. There's many programs here that you can get or use there. Well, I know we talked about this. We've talked about this before. I'm a 5-year Army veteran, and I have to figure out the deal, bro. Apparently you know, Joe Pa, but I don't know, and I need to figure it out. I do have my email, I think, on my channel. It's, what is it called? Anyway, if you want to send me information, I'd be happy to check it out. Desert Channel Explorers, but yeah, it's on the front of my channel. Greetings, what's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you. Samo says, Joe Pa, tell him. Yeah, send me information through the email, man. That's some wisdom, Mikey. Yeah, I mean, You know, I'm going to say this. I was talking to Eve earlier, my girlfriend here. You have my email. You want to put it in here, Ozzy? I think it's, I don't want to say it because I might give the wrong email. I don't want everybody to have every single email for me. The one that I put on here. If you have that email, can you put it in here? But anyway, when I was talking to Eve earlier today, trying to remember what we talked about, to be honest with you. Ah, crap, what were we talking about? It was, daggone it. Let me go ask her. Forgot. Great. She's in the shower right now. I'm driving at the moment. Oh, okay. I think it's a J. I think it starts with J box. Does that sound right, Ozzy? Do you know? If it is, I'll give the rest of it. J box, I believe. Anyway, it's on the front of the channel. Trying to remember what we were talking about. Man, it's hard to remember it though. But I know yesterday we were talking about what men and women need. And basically it came to the conclusion that men and women both need money for shelter, food, clothing. But there's one thing that men need that women don't need after our conversation. And that was what Samos said earlier about the good time thing. What they say, they call it fun over here, F-U-N. And then if they're calling it fun, they want you to pay for that too, by the way. But anyway, yeah. But that wasn't the good thing that I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I could probably say that word, what Samos just put down there. Anyway, I just wish I could remember what we were talking about earlier today, but anyway. Okay, I can try to talk about another girl, another date. But, man, that was awesome. I dated an 18-year-old girl too, but I think I'll put that one in a video. That was the youngest age I dated. I dated one 18-year-old girl. And yeah, you know, I'm not going to say it wasn't like make me happy kind of thing. It wasn't a happy thing. I mean, it was happy, but it wasn't happy. Anyway, Joe Pa says, dude, if you want the information, you need to seek it out. I have my 100%. I get nothing if you get yours. I give you advice. But every day you do nothing, and more day you'll get nothing. Well, I've done stuff, bro. I've went to 2 VA places here. Nothing helped me. I went to the VA place over in the U.S. twice. 4 times I've tried, bro. Didn't help me. So I don't know. I mean, I can keep on trying, but I've already tried 4 times. Twice over in the U.S., twice here. And plus I went to the VFW and tried to talk to the guys there to get some help. That didn't help either. Clearly you are doing the wrong thing. What are you willing to do? I don't know. What do I need to do? You know, I don't know. I mean, I brought the paperwork. I brought all my medical stuff. They lost it the first time, so I had to bring it to them again. My topic's interesting. I don't know which one. I think that second thing that we talked today was something about love. but I can't remember what it was. Oh, I know what it was. Hold on. It was about, um, yeah, it was about this. It was about a lot of, this is what I said to her. I said, a lot of these guys think of girls as being all about the intercoursey thing that he was talking about, or money. You know, they think about doing that, or they think about, I need to give the girl money so she'll be happy. In reality, what you need to think about is support, lifetime, a lifetime support, you know, with her. And Eve might have said the exact words that I'm looking for, but like a lifetime support with her. I can't remember the exact word that she said. And I'm not talking about financially, I'm talking about the whole picture, emotional, financial, that support for her for a lifetime. If you, that's what women really want. They're not all about wanting a bunch of money. And you don't need to be thinking all perverted about being with them either. You know, and that's what I hear all the time, comments, guys saying, you know, um, do transactions and all that kind of crap. You know, that's what messes up everything. When you think about a girl being some kind of transaction, you know, all you're doing is creating a materialistic girl. And that materialistic girl is going to tell the other one, and then everybody's going to want a piece of that action. And the guys are creating that. Anyway, it's giving me a headache thinking about it. Bruh. If she was out here, then I could talk to her and figure out exactly what was said, but it was something like that. I mean, the simps, if any simps watch this, y'all are really screwing things up when y'all go around giving tons of money to these girls, and then they become super money hungry and they become super materialistic. I don't know, bro. And they're giving away something for that money, and they become superficial, you know. And then more of them want to be superficial. They want the money too. And it all becomes transactions. It's weird. Anyway. Hey, so anybody else want to answer the question up here? 2 to 5 countries that you would move to, and put them in ranking order. Because I'm going to do a video, and I'm looking at answers to help me with this video. I want to see what people have to say for that question. That's why I'm asking it. Hey, nobody's talking. I don't know if it's stuck or what. It says some people are in here, but nobody's saying anything. I know Ozzy's busy driving. Is everybody driving now? Do I need to tell some more stories? Actually, I think I'm going to turn this off. Yeah, we're gonna give it about 2 or 3 minutes and turn everything off. No comment. I'm eating, sorry. Oh, okay. Shame on them. Yeah, no comment. You know, that's one thing I like about the Philippines. Yeah, it's becoming more like USA, but it's not even close to being as bad as USA. Not even close to it. But what I like about it is so simple over here. People are very simple. If you met somebody and you tell them that you're a simple person, they will love you because they're like, good, because I'm a simple person. And they love simplicity here. They love simplicity. They love karaoke. They love family, friendship. And I fit perfect over here because I'm very simple. Somebody's doing karaoke. They love karaoke. I don't know if I said that already. Marriage is the ultimate transaction, Mike. Yeah, every relationship is a transaction as far as I see it. But if it's a transaction for the right reasons, that's the main thing. Is the transaction for a wrong reason or is it for a right reason? If the transaction is for, loving your baby, you have a baby so you can love it, and as a kid you love your parents, well, that transaction is good. But if it's a transaction, give me a bad transaction, anybody. That's why I love being there because there's lots of fun. Oh, you've been to the Philippines? Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, if you want to talk any about your life, be cool. Carme, Canada. Looks like she's been to the Philippines, and I think it's a girl. It's hard to see, but it might be a guy, but I think it's a girl. My phone is really, really small. I think Carme is a beautiful lady, I think, but yeah, I'm from there. Oh, no wonder you're a beautiful lady. It's a Filipina. Okay, I thought you're a beautiful lady, right? Maganda. That's awesome. So yeah, simple. So that's awesome because yeah, Karma said shame on them. That's why I love being there because there's a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm from there. I'm a Panay, which means she's a Filipina. That's awesome. You surprised me. I thought you were some lady from Canada, some Canadian lady. Samo says, it's just safer to rent love, Mike. See, I get this a lot, bro. I get this a lot. Safer to rent love. And maybe it's because I'm so poor that I can't just buy that. Maybe that's the reason I think that. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah. Safer to rent love. Well, Samos, when you come over here to the Philippines and you go back to your innocent days before you had all this thought of how women are going to treat you like an ATM in the USA. People say that here, that when you come over here, Filipinos or Filipino people, whatever, will treat you like an ATM. Actually, it's more like that in the USA. Because remember those 2 dates that I went on? One of them I don't even count because she was Asian. But the other one totally treated me like a ATM machine. Totally. Now, Samos, you even said that. I think the last date you went on, they treated you like an ATM machine over there in the USA. So, over here in the Philippines, basically what I'm going to get at is go before how you were treated. You're 48 years old, so maybe you didn't have everybody be materialistic. I remember when I was 15, I met a girl We held hands, we kissed. I didn't buy her anything. We had a good day. I think I was 15, 14, 15, something like that. I went out with other girls. I hardly had any money, but we had good times. So let's go back to those innocent days before you got corrupted by these crazy, crazy people. That's how I want you to be when you come here to the Philippines. When you come here to the Philippines, don't think of people like everything's a transaction. Think of it like you're super innocent young guy just starting out on finding a girlfriend. And see what happens. Be simple. They love simplicity. Right, Carmi? The Philippine people love simplicity. Matter of fact, if they think that you're too uppity, they might get too nervous to talk to you because they might think, I might not be good enough for him. They might think that their English is not good enough for you, when they talk. I'd be setting myself up for failure then, Mike. Oh my gosh. How would you set yourself up for trying it? All I'm saying is try that. Try what I'm saying. And if I'm wrong, then do it the old crazy American way. Because you can definitely, you might as well just go get you a walking girl in that case. Which one do you want? You want the walking girl or do you want a true relationship? And you might just want a walking girl. Maybe you want a bunch of walking girls. That's fine too if that's what you want. Whatever makes you happy. Do whatever makes you happy, bro. I think that's the key to life. Whatever makes you happy, do it. So, whatever makes you happy. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to turn this off. But yeah, I mean, if you want to try what I just said, try it when you get here. But if you don't want a long-term relationship, that's a different story, And you want to just go transactional, that's up to you. That's what you want. What's between what you said, that I word that you said earlier, what's really more important, that or true love? True, deep love, or that thing that you said earlier? Okay, guys, my hand's getting tired. All right, we're going to get off here. Y'all have a wonderful day over there in Canada. Thank you, Carme. Thank you, Samos. Thank you, Ozzy. Thank you, Akash, if he's still around. Thank you, Rosevita. Thank you, everybody. I love to fall in love, but opening up is vulnerability. Women think like this too, bro. When we get hurt, you got hurt, apparently. Women get hurt too. So they put up a wall. You put up a wall. Well, if you got those walls up, you're never going to be together. But I'm telling you, just try what I say. Just try it. Just try it a week, whatever. Thank you, Carme. Take care. Y'all have a wonderful day, and I'm out of here. Thank you very much, everybody. Peace. Oh, watch my videos.